Hello, VC Mark here. Welcome to the 11th installment of my Audiophile series. I've not posted one of these videos in 7 months, so I thought it would be a good time to jump back in. I'm going to feature the music of Ornette Coleman. I have a few ORG, or some people say org pressings. I'm not sure which one's correct. These are beautifully done. Ornette's music is not for everyone. It's more free jazz. I love it. Ornette was born in 1930, passed away in 2015. Just an incredible musician, trailblazer. Really marched to the beat of his own drum. Let's see, 1959, what a great year. If I had a time machine, I'd go back about 20 years old, be living in Harlem, going out to all of those great jazz clubs. And 1959 was a real pivotal year for jazz. There were 4 albums released that year that presented a new set of choices for the listener. 4 classic albums, first one being Kind of Blue by Miles Davis. That is modal jazz, very palatable. Everybody loves that album, just gorgeous. Then there was Charles Mingus, Aham, Dave Brubeck, Time Out. Dave was introducing us to different time signatures. And then, of course, The Shape of Jazz to Come. Out of those 4 releases, this one still sounds radical. Ornette with that plastic white horn. Late in 1959, Ornette performed this music for the first time at the 5 Spot in New York City. The line was around the block. Anyone who knew anything about jazz was there that night. Was not well received. I believe Roy Eldridge was in attendance. He was like, "Man, this guy's jiving. This just doesn't make any sense." That's how radical the music was. I find it to be the case that artists who release really radical music that really pushes boundaries, when that music is released, it is just never well received. Think of the Velvet Underground. To a far lesser extent, Pet Sounds, that was not well received. 40, 50 years later, it's regarded as one of the greatest pop albums of all time. The arrangements were so different. Just incredible. Anyway, this is a great, great album. Let's see, Peace is probably my favorite track on the album. These pressings are really well done. Pressed in Germany at Palace, mastered by Bernie Grunman, all analog. And I think I paid $29.99 each, and that was in 2013. So really reasonable. This is our music. And I love Charlie Haden. He's just another one of my favorite jazz musicians. Just going to show you how well done these pressings are. Nice heavy cardboard stock. I love the recreation of the Atlantic Windmill label. It's really well done. Awesome music. I'm going to play a little bit of Embraceable You. Yes, Ornette was free, but he could play a beautiful melody on that sax. Ornette came up with his own philosophy, harmonics, and to be honest, I really don't understand it. It's kind of way out there. This is probably the most radical album. Free jazz. This double quartet. Then I picked one more avant-garde album to show you. And this is by John Coltrane and Don Cherry. Don played quite a bit with Ornette. This is quite radical as well. Just a beautiful album. And this was put out by Rhino in mono. I don't know if this is a true audiophile recording or not. It doesn't give the source. I wanted to share some of my original Ornette pressings with you. This is probably one of my most cherished albums. This is an original pressing of The Shape of Jazz to Come on that beautiful Windmill label. The Empty Foxhole, and this is Ornette and his then 10-year-old son Ornette, and I believe Charles Hayden was on bass. And this is on Blue Note. So a Liberty pressing. His son had very basic chops at that time, but did very well. Held the trio together. Another album Ornette made with his son. His son was 12 at the time. Ornette at 12. And if you play the two albums back to back, you can really hear the progress his son made on that kit. It's on the Impulse ABC label. I love this one. This is Change of the Century. This one has Free on it. This is a great one as well, and I love the cover, Ornette on tenor. Who's on this one? Don Cherry, Jimmy Garrison, and Ed Blackwell on drums. Great album, Atlantic 1394. This is another sweet album. And no, I did not pay $2.75 for this. This is Ornette. Again, there's Don Cherry, Scott LaFaro on bass, and again, Ed Blackwell on drums. All right, that's it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Check out Ornette's music. I found that music that really challenges me is the music that I often come back to. It never gets old. It always presents some textures or some phrasing that I did not hear the first time. It's just wonderful music. All right, thank you. Take care.